with all due respect, all them horses are all so good. But Arrogate's been my horse from the word go. If he was going to run, I was definitely going to ride him. And he's doing really, really well. And I wouldn't trade places with anybody right now. I'm telling you, he seems to be back to himself, at least in training anyway. He's back to the old Arrogate, and he's just got to show up and run his race.
Can you dissect his last two races?
Well, the first race is several different things. I think hit him all at once. I think that the trip to Dubai took a little more out of him than what we thought. He had worked extremely fast before the race. The track was really, really deep opening week here, and it was just way too short for him. And he just wasn't in it for whatever reason that day. He came back in the Pacific Classic after that and ran a much improved race. Still not his A race, but still ran a whole lot better and showed that he would run over this racetrack. It's just a matter of getting his legs back and getting him fresh again. And he's had plenty of time. And Bob's really slowed his works down, and he seems to be doing really well. Like I said, I'm excited about him running. I mean, it's going to be his last race, and I'm hoping we go out with a big one.
How is this surface compared to in the summer when you talked about being deep?
It's tightened up a whole lot since the summertime, so that's a good thing for us. In the summer, it's a fairly new racetrack, and it always starts out a bit, deep in the beginning and tightens up as the meet goes on. And it got tighter as the meet went on, and it's much better now. So, again, we think the track's in great shape. I think it's very fair.
Talk about West Coast that's also been so impressive.
Well, man, he's a 3-year-old that's up and coming. I mean, he's already done some pretty amazing things, but he seems to be even getting better. The good news about West Coast is he's going to stick around for another year, which is awesome. I mean, a horse like that we need in our industry. He's really going to be he's already a star. I think he's got a chance to be a superstar.
Can you get back on him?
I'm sure hoping so, man. I hope so. You hate, like I said, you hate taking off anything with that kind of talent. I mean, but Arrogate's been my horse all along, and we're going to ride him, and then hopefully somewhere down the road I can reunite with West Coast.
What do they feel like to be on?
Just two totally different horses, to be honest with you. Again, the West Coast is really starting to come around. He's starting to get seriously good at the right time. So he's going to be a tough horse. If any of them stub at their toes, he's going to come running.
Now, you also ride the Kentucky Oaksman, or Abel Tasman, in the distaff. Talk about how she's doing.
She's training well, really well. Actually, probably as good, if not better, than she was going into the Oaks, to be honest with you. I'm throwing her last race out the Cotillion, although she ran second. The whole thing was kind of a mess. She broke a little awkward, tried to bite a horse next to her. By the time I got her off, everyone went way out in the middle of the racetrack. I made a huge middle move that was way too early. She'd shipped over there and it was a bit quiet. Since then, man, Bob's got her back again. It's freshened her up, and man, she is doing fantastic. She's going to run her A+ game, but she's going to have to, because it's an extremely tough race.
Now, one more classic question. Gun Runner, you were talking about how it took a while for Arrogate maybe to be back his old self. Gun Runner is one of the few horses I remember that clearly seems like he has improved since going to Dubai. You don't see that very often.
You don't see it often, but when you do see it, it's something special. He's not a horse that we take lightly whatsoever. Although we've been blessed to outrun him a few times, he's a different horse. He's a better horse than he was when we beat him before. And like I said, Arrogate's going to have to run his A game. You're blessed because you have these races that are worth so much money, but in saying that, man, it takes a horse that's just extraordinary to be able to pull something like that off, and he is. I mean, he's that kind of horse. When he runs his A+ race, he breathes different air